Hello there and good evening. You're watching Primetime News on TV1 for the Newsfirst team. I'm Rosal Kumodra. Let's start off with the Qatar headlines for tonight.
Heavy rain sweeps across Sri Lanka. 40 dead, 21 missing. Fishermen among victims. 3 more days of strong winds and heavy showers forecast. Rivers overflow. Roads closed. Lowlands submerged. Disaster authorities urge extreme vigilance. Advanced level exams and parliament sessions postponed amid crisis. President grants 1 million rupees aid for disaster victims. Rescue operations by air, water and land intensify.
Taking a look at some breaking news, the Minister of Public Administration has announced that a decision has been made to grant a holiday to all government institutions except essential services tomorrow, the 28th. Taking a look at that news once again, the Minister of Public Administration has announced that a decision has been made to grant a holiday to all government institutions except essential services tomorrow. Taking a look at your local news for tonight, Sri Lanka has been experiencing unprecedented weather conditions over the past few days, and we at Newsfirst have continued to bring you the latest updates of the extreme weather. We now cross over to the Newsfirst Weather Centre for a comprehensive breakdown of the events that unfolded throughout the day.
Thank you very much, Rochelle, and a very good evening to everyone joining us on Primetime News this evening. This is the Newsfirst Weather Centre, and over the past few days, Newsfirst have been following the inclement weather that has engulfed many parts of Sri Lanka, and we have constantly kept you updated on the latest developments. The deep depression that was located to the southeast of Sri Lanka has now developed into a cyclonic storm. According to satellite imagery, we can see at this moment of time, this is where the cyclonic storm is currently placed over the island. Earlier today, the cyclonic storm was named Ditwa, and according to the Department of Meteorology, the storm, which is currently centered close to Potuville, has the potential to move northwest, leaning towards the north, as you can see through the satellite imagery. The weather forecast indicates that heavy rainfall and strong winds will continue to prevail across the island, as we have been experiencing over the past few days. Very heavy rainfall exceeding 200 millimeters is likely in the northern, north central, central and northwestern provinces of Sri Lanka, as well as the Trincomalee district. The latest weather forecast indicates that very heavy rainfall exceeding 150 millimeters is likely in the Sabaragamuwa and western provinces, as well as the Badulla and Batticaloa districts as well. Other areas of the island may also experience heavy rainfall exceeding 100 millimeters. Due to the current heavy rains, a major flood warning has been issued by the authorities for the Daduru Oya. Flood warnings have equally been issued for several other rivers, including the Kalu River, the Nilvala River, Kalani River and the Ging River as well. Moving on, the extreme weather in Sri Lanka that we are experiencing right now began as a result of a low pressure system which developed close to Sri Lanka over the past few days, and it ultimately developed into a deep depression and has intensified into cyclonic storm Ditwa. For a more technical breakdown of this climate development, Newsfirst's Juad Abdeen joins us from the Department of Meteorology, speaking to the meteorologist on duty. Juad?
Sri Lanka is experiencing cyclonic storm Ditwa impacting several regions in the country, and I am at the Department of Meteorology at the moment, and I have with me duty meteorologist Malit Fernando. Malit, I believe the initial stage of this storm is a low pressure area which intensifies into a deep depression and a cyclonic storm which is now identified as Ditwa. What is it looking like at the moment? Can you explain to us this process, and what can the general public in Sri Lanka expect tomorrow and in the future?
Okay, so as you clearly mentioned, the initial state is, we call it a disturbance area, which is not clearly having its own region, but of course kind of a vague region which is not much clear, but with having lots of thunderstorms inside it. And then afterwards it becomes a depression which is kind of a clearly margin its own region, and we could clearly identify a location particularly for that depression, and then it becomes a deep depression. While improving its stages, of course, the wind speeds become more stronger compared to the low pressure area. Depression have higher winds, and the deep depression have more higher winds. And afterwards, of course, the next step is it to become a cyclone, which is we are facing right now here, the Ditwa. So at the stage of cyclone, of course, it is named by the regional meteorological organization or the specialized organization, which is from the New Delhi, RSMC we call it. So this particular one is called Ditwa. So it was officially named. And afterwards, of course, we do have lots of forecasts going around. And this is the official forecast from the RSMC and, of course, from the Department of Meteorology. So according to the forecast right now, we have at the moment the latest forecast. According to the latest forecast, of course, it will go through the coastline of the east of Sri Lanka. So while going through its path to India, of course, with the cyclonic circulation, right now the current situation is going to be prevailing for the next 1 or 2 days. So the coming days, actually tonight and tomorrow, of course, with its particular wind pattern, we expect very heavy showers or thunder showers, particularly more than 200 millimeters in the northern, north central, northwestern and central provinces, as well as the Trincomalee district. And the next stage for western and Sabaragamuwa provinces and in Badulla, Batticaloa-like districts will experience more than 150 millimeters, which is really heavy rainfalls. Of course, the rest of the country will experience more than 100 millimeters at some places. So that is the forecast we have at the moment. However, apart from that, we also will experience heavy, strong winds, particularly 60 to 70 kilometers per hour, and it will be gusting up to 80 kilometers per hour. So we just want the general public to know, aware of this, and be cautious.
Malit, now you clearly explained the path of the storm moving from the east of the country. How much of an impact can we expect in the western province?
Yeah, so right now, of course, it's moving at the eastern side of the country, but yes, with its particular wind pattern, which is cyclonic wind pattern, winds will be coming from the western side of the ocean to internal parts of the country, which means we could experience westerly or southwesterly winds throughout this today and tomorrow particularly. So this wind pattern will bring lots of moisture. That is why we have forecasted that heavy rains are possible, particularly tonight and tomorrow.
Marit, then the big question, or another question that the general public do have is the rainfall. How much of rainfall can we expect tomorrow? Is it going to reduce compared to what we experienced today, or is it going to increase compared to what we experienced today?
Some parts of the country will experience less compared to today. So that's true, but particularly the southwestern and southern parts of the country. But still, it is really high values. So of course, we do have less rainfall compared to yesterday, but still it is heavy rainfall. So therefore, they have to be alert on that. And particularly compared to today and yesterday, the northern parts and north central parts are going to have higher rainfalls. So still we do have a higher impact.
Well, that was a detailed report to you of the situation in the country and what we can expect tomorrow from here at the Department of Meteorology. Malik, thank you very much for your time here. This is Juada been reporting to you live from the Department of Meteorology here in Colombo.
Thank you very much, Juad, who is currently stationed at the Department of Meteorology. He was in conversation with Malik Fernando, who is the meteorologist on duty at the Met Department in times of uncertainty and especially in times of unprecedented weather conditions. It is important for us to apprise the general public of the technicalities of these developments, what to expect and how they can take necessary precautions and remain vigilant of all of the developments. Moving on, the Disaster Management Center has reported that 40 disaster-related deaths have occurred over the past 10 days due to the persistent heavy rainfall. It also adds that 21 people remain missing and 20 districts have been affected by the adverse weather conditions. Badulla, Kandy, Nuwara Eliya, Puttalam, Chilao and the Ampara district have been the worst hit by the inclement weather. Let's take a look.
The highest number of fatalities has been recorded in Badulla district, where 23 deaths have been reported so far. This morning, in the Hagod area of Badulla, a landslide struck a house, killing 3 members of the same family. The Badulla-Hagoda road has been blocked due to the landslide. Meanwhile, in the Arava area in Kandagolla Alla, Badulla, part of a house collapsed following a landslide. At the time, 5 people were inside and 2 of them lost their lives, a 30-year-old woman and her 10-year-old daughter. 2 people have died and another is missing after a house was buried under rubble following a landslide in Pusallava, Thaldena in Badulla. In Gangoda, Ududumbara, Kandy, the bodies of 3 individuals who went missing after a landslide were recovered this evening. About 10 houses in the area were affected by landslides yesterday. In Madolsima, Batavatta, a landslide injured 9 people, of whom 6 have since died. All victims were from the same family. On the Demodara Hospital Road, a landslide claimed the life of a 91-year-old man early this morning when a mound of earth collapsed onto his house. In Saindamardu, Ampara, near Bolivia village, a car plunged into a canal this morning, killing 3 passengers. Reports indicate the car veered off the road while trying to give way to an oncoming motorcycle. Locals rushed to rescue the victims, but all 3 died after being admitted to hospital. The deceased were residents of Saindamardu village. Valimada town was inundated this evening following the overflow of the Uma Oya. The Nuwara-Eliya-Badulla main road was submerged near the Valimada clock tower. Newsfirst correspondent reported that part of the Water Supply and Drainage Board office in Daragala was also flooded. Meanwhile, the Badulla-Mahiyangane road has been completely blocked from Dunhinda following a landslide. Badulu-Sirigama was also submerged due to the overflow of the Badulu Oya. Sumanatissagama in Badulla was also inundated. The road leading to Mugunamata village in Uduwara, Halyala was submerged following the overflow of the Badulu Oya. Landslides have occurred at several areas along the Halyala-Katavala road. A landslide in Bogahamalitta, Halyala on the Badulla-Colombo main road has disrupted traffic. Newsfirst correspondent reported that electricity has been cut off in the area. A power outage has been reported after a tree fell across the power lines in Singhapura, Halyala. Earlier this morning, landslides were also reported at several locations along the Bandaravela-Atampitiya main road. The road from Haputale to Bandaravela was blocked by a landslide at the Gonamadu junction this evening. Dunuangia in Badulla was flooded following the overflow of the Kuda Oya, disrupting traffic in the area. A group of people in the area displaced due to the extreme weather are being temporarily sheltered at the Udavela temple in Badulla. The heavy rains in the past 24 hours has caused significant flooding in the low-lying areas of Nuwara-Eliya. This is the situation at the main bus station in Nuwara-Eliya. The Nuwara-Eliya racecourse was also submerged due to the heavy rainfall. 74 people from 52 families are seeking temporary shelter at the Nuwara-Eliya Municipal Council. A section of the Nuwara-Eliya-Valimada road was also submerged. This was the situation at the Ragala road in Nuwara-Eliya. Traffic was restricted along the Hatton-Sami-Malay road due to a landslide. Landslides were also reported at several areas along the Hatton-Dikoy road. The Hatton-Gaminipura road was also closed this afternoon due to a landslide. Several areas in the Bogavantalaval were submerged as a result of the Kesalgamu oil overflowing. The Gampola-Hemmatagama main road has been closed due to landslides and rockfalls. The bridge along the main road leading to the Pupurasa Beaumont estate was also destroyed after the Beaumont oil overflowed. Our correspondent said that many low-lying areas in the region have been inundated. The Kandy Mahayanganaya 18 hairpin bend road has been closed at Hasalaka. Newsfirst correspondent reported that authorities made this decision due to the risk of rock falls. The Kandy Nuwara road has also been closed at several areas due to landslides. An earth embankment collapsed onto a house located along the Navalapitiya-Meepitiya road, leaving one person injured. The Kandy-Deltota road has also been affected by landslides. This is how the retaining wall from the Vidyartha College playground had given way. Landslides in Bahiravakanda Can had also caused damage to property. Sittandi 2, 3 and 4 belonging to the Eravur Patru, Chenkaladi Divisional Secretariat in Batiklo were affected by heavy rain and floods. The Kaluan Shikudi and Vellaveli roads in Batiklo were also flooded, causing significant disruptions to the flow of traffic. Many fishing harbours in Eravur, Batiklo were flooded. A large tree had fallen across the road opposite the Eravur Divisional Secretariat this morning. This had disrupted the flow of traffic along the road. Many houses in Kartankuri, Batiklo were also flooded. Our correspondent said that the road from Pathirippu Bridge to Vellaveli in Batiklo and the road from Vellaveli to Mandur are completely flooded due to the heavy rains. The roads in the Manmune Bridge and the Aryampadi area in Batiklo are also flooded. The Batiklo main bus stand was also flooded. The Valivorian village in Saindamardo, Ampara was also flooded. The Karthiu Ampara road also had to be closed due to floods. The main road to Hingurana in Ampara was flooded. This is the Nettuvatte village in Pandirippu, Kalmune in Ampara. In Trincomalee, Kinya, Kattayaru, Ramaniya town, Manjole, Upparu, Kurunjakarni and many low-lying areas were flooded. Houses in Topur, Palatopur village in Trincomalee were also flooded. Many houses in Kinya were also flooded and people were directed to safe shelters. Houses and paddy fields in Agborpura, Kantale were also flooded. Strong winds in Rajala, Kantale this morning damaged several houses and buildings of Rajala College. The A9 road was flooded due to the overflowing of water from Buoya in Vaunia. Many houses in the Vijayabagama and Kalukunam Madua areas of Vaunia have also been submerged. Our correspondent said that roads from Nellukulam to Chettikulam in Vaunia have also been submerged. In Ampara district, 1,550 individuals from 482 families have been affected so far. The road from Navidanveli to Kalmune is submerged. Rescue operations were carried out with the intervention of the Sri Lanka Navy. temporary shelters have been set up for displaced persons within the Ampara Divisional Secretariat area at Mahavapi Viharaya and Hagoda Indrasara School. The Bakyala Road on the Ampara Mahaoya main route is also currently underwater. In Polonnaru district, 1,921 individuals from 411 families have been affected. In Gallamuna, Hinguragoda, 35 families trapped by floods were rescued by police and local council officials and relocated to safe locations. Meanwhile, the Colombo-Batiklo main road at Manampitiya Gallal area is submerged. Due to ongoing rains, traffic on the Polonnaru-Batiklo main road has been disrupted. In Kurunagala district, about 5,000 families have been displaced, according to District Secretary Chandana Disanayaka. The Kurunagala-Chilla road is flooded at Panduasnuara. Overflowing of Kalamoya has submerged the Naramala Hettipola road at Udukampalagedara, halting traffic completely. The Variapola Naramala road is underwater at Nelum Kanua. Meanwhile, 45 acres in Kolamuna area is fully submerged. Around 40 houses in Yakkala area are currently underwater. Overflowing of Maoya has severely affected traffic on Kurunagala-Nigambo and Kurunagala-Colombo roads. Police advise motorists to use alternative routes. In Anuradhapura district, 1,000 individuals from 400 families have been affected. Overflowing of Hakwatana Oya has submerged the road from Galatan Vava to Egodagama towards Kurunagala. In Putlam district, heavy rains have flooded several areas including Putlam, Noornagar and Manalkundu. About 50 houses in Putlam are currently underwater. With the heavy rains, 6 automatic sluice gates of the Victoria Reservoir were opened this morning. 80,517 cubic feet of water per second is being released into the lower Randanigala Reservoir. 3 sluice gates of the Randanigala Reservoir have been opened, releasing water into the Rantambe Reservoir. As a result, all the sluice gates of the Rantambe Reservoir have also been opened. Our correspondent said that the water is being released into the Mahavali River. Due to this situation, the Disaster Management Centre has appealed to the public living on either sides of the Mahavali River to be extra cautious. Due to the heavy rain, the 2 spill gates of the Kalaveva have also been opened by 17 feet each. Steps have been taken to close down the Kakirava Galevila road. Due to the prevailing extreme weather conditions, 3 spill gates of the Nilamba Reservoir have been opened. The spill gates of the Dadroy reservoir have also been opened by 10 feet each. This has inundated the Padeni-Anuradhapura road from the Ridibati Ella, and the road has been now closed. Due to the heavy rains in the central hills, the Vimala Surendra reservoir has now begun overflowing. Spill gates have been opened in several other reservoirs in the country.
What you witnessed were visuals of the absolute carnage that the cyclonic storm Ditwa has unleashed on many parts of Sri Lanka, and also some unfortunate and tragic instances where we experienced losses of life. Against this backdrop, President Anurukumara Dissanayake has instructed the Presidential Fund to provide 1 million rupees each for a person who lost their lives due to the ongoing weather condition. The President's Media Division announced that the funds will be provided to the relatives of the deceased immediately. When uncertain weather conditions or extreme weather conditions of this nature occur, the aviation industry or operations at airports are also hindered to a large extent. We reached out to the Bandaranaike International Airport in Katunayake for an update, and an official confirmed that despite the ongoing heavy rains and strong winds sweeping across Sri Lanka, operations at the Katunayake Bandaranaike International Airport remain unaffected. The official also said, and I quote, "There has been no impact on flight schedules or ground operations due to the prevailing weather." He has also added that the Trivandrum Airport and the Cochin Airport in India remain standby to assist or for any flight diversions if there is a requirement. As Cyclone Ditwa continues, or rather the tropical cyclone Ditwa continues to batter many parts of the island, rescue teams have been mobilized to ensure the safety of affected communities. The Sri Lanka Air Force conducted evacuation missions to rescue those trapped in inundated areas, and you are now witnessing visuals of those air evacuations. What you witnessed was an air rescue operation that was conducted by the Sri Lanka Air Force earlier today in light of the extreme weather conditions that have engulfed Sri Lanka. Similar to the Air Force, multiple security authorities, including the Sri Lanka Army and the Sri Lanka Police, have been mobilized to assist and also to go ahead and take care of communities and also to provide shelter to those who are in need. Newsfirst has continued to bring you comprehensive breakdowns and updates of the situation as they develop, and we will continue to monitor this situation round the clock until it ceases, as we have over the past few days. Our primetime bulletins and also regular breaking news as and when they happen will be brought to you. You can also stay updated via our social media channels and also our website, which is www.newsfirst.lk. We are in constant contact with the authorities, including the Disaster Management Center, the NBRO, the security authorities and so on. So continue to monitor this situation, stay vigilant, stay safe, and we now cross over to the main studio.
Newsfirst, main sponsor.
Valuable FD, the symbol of stability. Valuable FD, the symbol of stability.
Welcome back to Primetime News, and thank you, Jamal, for that very detailed report. And taking a look at more local news, President Andrukumara Dissanayake has urged public representatives in the affected districts to act swiftly to save lives and provide relief, as heavy rainfall is expected to intensify over the next 2 days.
A special discussion was held at Parliament this morning to review the emergency situation and relief efforts arising from the extreme weather conditions. The meeting was chaired by President Andrukumara Dissanayake.
There is no issue with funds. We will provide the funds that are needed. A decision has been reached to provide 700,000 to purchase a land and 2.5 million to build a house in areas affected by landslides. There are people who are affected by the extreme weather and are in their houses. Some are in houses of their relatives and some are in safe shelters. Tell me, how are services provided to people in these three categories?
සුරක්ෂිත මධ්‍යස්ථානවලට පැමිණෙන අයට පමණක් නෙමෙයි මන්ත්‍රීතුමා ඒගොල්ලන්ට තියෙනවා ඒක කාණ්ඩ තුනට කියන කොහොමද ගම් වතුරෙන් වටුන කොටුන අයටත් පිසු ආහාර අපි දෙනවා හරි ගෙවල් වල ඉන්න අයට ඔයගොල්ලෝ ගින් දෙනවා ඔව් ඒ පළවෙනි කාණ්ඩය හරි දෙවෙනි කාණ්ඩය ඥාති නිවාස වලට යනවා සුරක්ෂිත මධ්‍යස්ථානවලට එන්නෙත් නැහැ ගෙදර ඉන්නෙත් නැහැ ඥාති නිවාසයකට යනවා එයාට අපි පළවෙනින් පිසු ආහාර වෙනකොට පළවෙනි වතාවට විලි සලකයකුත් දෙනවා නැවත නිවාසයට ඒක දෙන්නේ ඒක යාගේ ගිනුමට
Due to the prevailing adverse weather conditions, education authorities have decided to postpone the ongoing advanced level examination by 3 days. The examination was not held today and will not be held tomorrow and the day after tomorrow. Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya expressed her views on this matter.
This is for students who are facing the ongoing advanced level examination. You should not panic. We reached a decision today to postpone the examinations initially planned to be held today, tomorrow and the day after. We assure you that everything will be arranged to make sure you will be able to face the examination without having to face any adverse situations. Especially students who have faced the examination, you do not need to be worried about your answer scripts. We have planned to make sure that they are safely stored. We have even started making the papers by now. Therefore, everything will be done correctly.
The budget debate scheduled to be held tomorrow and the day after has been cancelled due to the prevalent adverse weather conditions. The budget debate is now scheduled to be held next Monday and Tuesday. This decision was made at the party leaders' meeting held in Parliament this afternoon.
News First, with the people.
The price of crude oil in the world market has increased. The price of a barrel of crude oil in the British Brent market was recorded today at $63.13 US. The price of a barrel of crude oil in the American market is recorded at $58.46 US. Taking a look at your news overseas, at least 65 people have been killed and nearly 300 are missing after a huge fire engulfing a high-rise public housing complex in Hong Kong. The blaze, which tore through 7 of 8 tower blocks in Tai Po district, is now under control.
Firefighters continued battling a massive blaze at Wang Fu Court complex in Tai Po in Hong Kong for the second day today, as the death toll climbed to 65 and nearly 300 people remained unaccounted for. The blaze began on Wednesday afternoon, believed to have started in bamboo scaffolding and construction netting before racing up the exterior of a 32-story block and spreading to 7 of the estate's 8 towers. By this afternoon, fires in 4 buildings had been extinguished, while 3 remained under control. Authorities suspected some materials on the exterior walls of the high-rise buildings did not meet fire-resistant standards and led to the unusually fast spread of the fire. Police also said they found styrofoam, which is highly flammable, attached to the windows on each floor near the elevator lobby of the one unaffected tower. 3 men from a construction company handling maintenance at the site had been arrested on suspicion of manslaughter. A senior superintendent of police said that the men, which included company directors and an engineering consultant, were suspected of being grossly negligent.
Off the coast of Kirinda stands one of Sri Lanka's most historic ocean landmarks, the Great Bases Reef Lighthouse, or the Great Ravana Lighthouse. Once a danger zone for sailors, it is now a beacon of safety and a stunning attraction for travelers and divers. Let's take a look at beautiful Sri Lanka.
2 iconic landmarks in international maritime navigation sit in the southeastern waters of Sri Lanka, near Kirinda. Among them is a towering rocky formation that for centuries has been both a guide and a graveyard for ships that journeyed across the 7 seas. Rising above these waves today is the majestic Great Bases Reef Lighthouse, also known as the Great Ravana Lighthouse. Once feared by sailors, this treacherous stretch of ocean earned the reputation of being the death knell of the eastern sea route. To address this danger, construction of the Great Ravana Lighthouse began in 1857, marking a turning point in maritime safety in the region. Now, this breathtaking site has become a haven for travelers and underwater explorers, celebrated for its rich marine life, crystal clear waters, and remarkable history.
Beautiful Sri Lanka.
And that's a wrap of Primetime News for tonight. Do stay safe, take care, and good night.